Hey everybody, and welcome back to my Completionist playthrough of the Baldur's Gate Saga with the SCS mod. So now, this is the aftermath of this Bandit Camp battle. This episode I think is going to be a little bit more relaxed, a little bit of a Baldur's Gate and chill, if you will, because we just have to finish up all of our business here, which is going to include a lot of looting, so let's just get to it. I want to get all of these scalps so that we can sell them when we get back to Beregost. I think we might have time, like I'm not sure how it's going to work out time-wise, but you know, we are going to go back to Beregost for a second after this, and we're going to also go to the Friendly Arm Inn to do some conversations. But aside from that, well, there's going to be a lot of looting in here. I think this is the corpse of Ardenar Crush, the leader of the Chill. And of course we have, you know, quite a few of these Black Talon elites. We're going to have a lot of good arrows thanks to them. This is going to be sweet. I'm going to have plenty of these scalps for Kira and I to hold on to. And you know what, first, when we still have these buffs, let's check out, because there might be a few stragglers, there might be, oh yeah, here are a few slowpokes. Let's just finish them off. And there might be also a spawn point. I think there are some spawn points down there. We might check it out because I just want to show you that there are some pretty cool ruins on this map. We might just quickly check them out. Look at this. Look at how nice this looks. Oh, well, there are some hobgoblins, all right. Approaching.
Yes? Nature's servant awaits. Yes, oh omnipresent authority figure.
Rawr.
You've attacked Tempest. Give us victory!
That's a little bit more bloodshed. This is not going to be all looting, I guess, this episode, after all. Well, there are going to be some fights with some gnolls. There's, you might have noticed that there was a cave. We're going to be done very soon with our breaking weapons. Oh yeah, so here's a bandit spawn. I was basically looking for him. I knew that there was another conversation here. Like, this is basically what would normally happen, I think, if enough time passes after, you know, you kill Tazok and you didn't trigger that encounter. They would go hostile now when this guy spawns, because I think enough time passed. And now he's, hey-yo, I found Tazok's killers. But of course we've killed everyone already. So we won't have a big fight on our hands now, but that's what would have happened, I guess. I just wanted to uncover these ruins. It's a bit of a shame that there's nothing more to them. In general, you know, you have this whole map here, and basically just this northern part is used. Alright, so I think we looted most of these bandits. Of course we have the corpse of Taugoz to loot, which is the most notable here. And we're going to do that in a second. Just some more scalps. Basic scrolls or basic jewelry. Some random loot. I know that we've killed some Black Talon elites over there. In the meantime, Imoen can disarm some, I mean lock some, well, open some locks. Jeez. Here's that Black Talon guy. So we're gonna get some more good arrows. Alright, so there's plenty of different containers to loot. There's going to be a couple of notable items in those containers. Like here's a medium shield +1. Something that we... Okay, she's right at the limit of being encumbered. Now these you can identify and we can give to Kivin, and these we can give to Kivin. Alright. 10 more throwing daggers.
Your concern? Yes, it is done.
Yeah, here's this Wand of Fear, which I think just has like 6 charges or something like that, like a very low amount. Alright, and now this is the corpse of Taugoz Kosan. As you can see, he has another, well, we now have another full plate mail, thanks to him, which is a little bit of a better armor. But yeah, she has inadequate strength because it actually requires 15 strength, so Branwen cannot use that, but we can give that to Kivin. Kivin can switch to normal arrows now. Okay, next, he also had another medium shield +1, so now let's give those to Branwen. Then we have this Warhammer +1. You might be able to identify that. Nope, but that's going to be an offhand for Seneshira now. And he has this. This is a really good potion. Potion of Fire Breath. This is basically like an Agonizar's Scorcher that anyone can use. And look at this damage. It's a really, really powerful potion. And I think it's a little bit underrated. I think, or like the potential, the damage potential of this potion, I don't feel is like that widely known. It's an awesome potion. In general, Agonizar's Scorcher is a very good spell. We haven't been able to, like, you know, well, I didn't, you know, showcase its potential. Here's another one. I didn't showcase its potential yet, but, you know, it is a very good spell, and that Potion of Fire Breath basically kind of mimics that spell. We're going to check out the inside of these tents also. There's always a lot to loot here. Our Oil of Speed ran out, unfortunately. So we have Fireball and Web scrolls.
I am here, certainly. Yep. I'm gone. Your concern, certainly.
There's more looting. There's going to be a lot of good stuff. Of course, there's plenty of like gold and whatnot, but there's going to be some really good resources also. That was a Potion of Perception. Oh wow. One arrow. Oh, this is really unfortunate. One arrow of piercing and one arrow of acid. And this Potion of Perception, oh, I've just right-clicked it. This is basically a thieving potion that increases your thief skills. If you need a little boost to disarm a trap or open a lock.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. I am here.
It's a cursed ring.
I know nothing more. This way. Indeed. I've had enough of this. Back, I'm gone. Certainly.
Some more healing potions.
I am here.
And we can go inside here. There's in one of these tents there's going to be like 3 gnolls to kill, and then there's also that cave where some of those gnolls got sent. One of the gnoll clans or whatnot. We're going to visit that shortly. Here's a Potion of Fortitude. I don't think we've seen that one before. Just sets your constitution to 18 for a while. Right, so here's that cave. Let's enter that right now to have a little bit of action in between the looting sessions. Right, so here's Garklax, and apparently his clan was sent into this cave as punishment or something, and he's pretty mad. And they were too unruly even for the chill.
Your concern?
Alright, so what can we do to them before we rest? Any AoEs left? Wow, that guy got destroyed. You know, Jahira, you can go into melee. Alright, Senashira is getting... Senashira's buffs ran out, so she's vulnerable, as usual, as a standard Kensai. Senashira can still deal some damage with these throwing daggers from a safe distance.
I am here. To battle! If Tempus wills it. You're certain.
No, Kirinai ran out of throwing daggers and switched to Urskona.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Alright, so just a little thing here with the gnolls. Well, that's a knock spell. I don't think we've seen that before in this playthrough. It's basically a level 2 spell that allows you to open any lock. But of course if you have a thief with 100 or like... Well, essentially a 95 is all you need. In open locks you're going to be able to open anything anyway. So you don't need to waste your spell slots for that. But it's, you know, it's a nice spell to give you options for different situations or different party compositions. Another potion of fortitude. Here there's going to be, I think, an oil of fiery burning that we're going to add to our Armageddon tactics arsenal, and a potion of heroism. Alright, there it is. Okay. Anyway, here are the gnolls.
It is done. As we go there. Your concern? Yes, this way. I am he indeed. What's your this way? Indeed.
Oh, that's a pearl necklace, I think. Yeah, worth 500 gold. We're almost done with the looting, if that is boring to you.
Certainly.
Do not worry. We're almost done.
Yep.
Oh, she already opened that, right?
Yes.
Yep. Now here's Tersis, who's now hostile, of course. That's the hobgoblin that gave us the leather armors.
I've done had enough of this.
There's plenty of gold, actually, that we just got from just looting these different stashes of gold here.
Do you want to tell me a story about trollops and plugtails?
There's like 100 gold here, 80 there. Oh, here's Riken still. Hey, dude.
Yes, certainly.
Is this how you greet me, with your buddy shooting at me, dude? One more scalp to add to our collection.
Pester someone who might care.
I think this is because, you know, you're not supposed to like kill Tazok. Let's just clear him out. I mean, thank you for the recruitment proposition, but, you know... Oh, he also has a Warhammer +1. I think this is a little, like, bagged out. Because of the NPC project and the fact that we killed Tazok, which is not supposed to happen. Alright, now they go hostile.
Give us victory! I
am here.
Our Tempus gave us victory.
It is done.
I think we've looted all this. Alright, I think we are done here.
Yeah, indeed.
Like this tent, there's no way to like enter it, although it seems like, you know, here would be an entrance to it. Alright, so this is the entire bandit camp here. Yeah, I think I've looted everything there was to loot. So let's get out of here. Now I'm going to go back to Beregost. Now, just to explain my plan of action here, as you can see, Cloakwood Forest now is available to us, and we will go there shortly. I am going to progress the main storyline now by quite a bit. But first, there are also these areas, right? The Oldcaster Ruins and the Firewine Bridge. Those are dungeons that I would normally do much earlier than in this playthrough, but I want to have Koran for those, which is going to be the character I'm going to recruit in Cloakwood, that you might be familiar with if you've played the game before, because for two reasons. I want to have a guy who has high disarm traps skill, because there's plenty of traps, especially in Firewine Bridge, and I just want to disarm them and not like tank through all of those. And also there's a quest for him at the Firewine Bridge map, and I could just recruit him from this map because he's in the first area and then go back, but he has a timed quest. Plus, you know, once we go into Cloakwood, I want to just finish the whole thing. It's a giant forest, by the way, like this whole part of the map. This is a huge Cloakwood, excuse me, huge forest. Anyway, let's first go to Beregost, though. In Beregost, we have a couple of things to do. First, let's go to Officer Vi and let's sell all of these bandit scalps. And if you remember from before, if you keep at least one bandit scalp in your inventory, she's going to stay for longer, but I'm not going to do that. Let's just go here and finish up the quest. Basically, once you talk to her in this chapter and you don't have any more of your bandit scalps, she's going to kind of, you know, finish this whole quest, I guess, that she had for you to deal with the bandits. She's going to give you +1 reputation, and she's going to leave. So anyway, first let's sell the bandit scalps for a nice 2,000 gold. And now when we talk to her, he thanks us, she thanks us, and our efforts have not been in vain, apparently. And she received new orders, and she's being relocated, and we get +1 reputation, and she leaves. Also, in one of the previous episodes, I told you that she buys miscellaneous items at a higher price, and that's true in the classic Baldur's Gate, but I completely forgot that the Enhanced Edition actually fixed that, and in the Enhanced Edition, she only purchases bandit scalps, so we have no use for her. Normally, you know, there could be some use for just keeping her around, and just so she could buy some miscellaneous items for basically double the price. I'm going to finally sell this bowl of water elemental control. So this is what we do with artifacts of Umberlee. Just sell them. And, you know, just let them loose into the world. Maybe some collector is going to get that and not give any respect for such a holy artifact from Umberlee. I don't have any like particular grudge against Umberlee or anything like that. She's just an evil goddess, a chaotic, evil, aligned goddess. Also, I've realized that it's been a long time since we've sold any of these rings and necklaces, so I'm just going to quickly do all that. This is going to get us some pretty good money. Jeez, look at all this. That's already 3,000, and I'm just doing a single click on every one of those. And of course we have stacks of like 5 barrels, for example. That's 500 gold already. Alright, that's cleaned out. And I think we can also sell some of these spell scrolls. I'm going to hold on to the webs and whatnot. This random kind of letter sells for 100. It's nice. Infravision we can sell. Detect invisibility we are of course going to hold on to. We don't need so many of those. Oh, we need one Agonizar Scorcher, I think, for scribing. Like, I'm not sure which one of these spells we have scribed. Or I'm not sure about some of them, so I'm just going to hold on to some of them. And we also have a couple of these like bad potions to sell here. Basically like cursed potions, or you know, potions that went bad because they're after their expiration date or something like that. Alright, just to free up some space in our containers. Alright, now I think I am going to switch to my Charisma Cloak. And I am going to buy a Battle Axe because I'm going to attempt something a little bit later. There's a little bit of a plan for this. Because of a change that SCS makes to a particular character. Alright, now, you know what, we're going to have to rest to heal up and just basically, you know, give ourselves a bit of a break after all this madness at the Bandit Camp, after all those adventures. Our heroes deserve a little bit of a rest, so I'm just going to do a very quick identifying session. And also, I think, you know what, I think I'm going to do a bit of a scribing session already, because we are going to get some really nice scrolls in Cloakwood, but I think I'm going to do a scribing session already, because I would like to learn that Spell Thrust, which is a very important spell, and that might certainly come in handy in Cloakwood, in the later parts of it. Now let's get this, this red potion. Let's give that to Imoen. Have fun, chug that. Now she's at 25 intelligence, of course. Now we can identify this one arrow of piercing. No, we can't identify this wand, even with 25 intelligence, but we will surely be able to identify these Warhammers +1. You know, we might hold on to one of these Warhammers, actually, for a certain character. Oh, from the Amazons, the Enhanced Edition gives the Amazons, instead of a normal longsword +1, they give you, this is like an Enhanced Edition new item, they give them the Harrower, which is just a +1 longsword, but it's a +3 versus undead creatures, which, if you have a longsword user, this is a good sword to hold on to for certain situations. Right, can't identify Varscona. Of course, in our situation, I'm going to just sell the Harrower. Here are 2 medium shields. Can Branwen use a medium shield? Yeah, you can. Yeah, this is the cursed ring that we got from the Bandit Camp, and it's pretty cool that it changes the appearance of the cursed person to that of a zombie. So you know what, for that purpose we might actually hold on to it. And just, basically, you know, I have a plan now for this girdle of masculinity and femininity. Once we get back to Nashkel, I'm going to do some stuff with that. Okay, these cursed scrolls you won't be able to identify, I guess, but you will be able to identify some of these arrows, surely. Yeah, arrows of fire, and those can stack now, and arrows of ice, pretty good, because they also don't allow a save for their cold damage, but they do deal less damage than acid arrows. But they're still a cool arrow to have at your disposal. Can't identify that yet. Okay, not yet. Alright, let's just rest now.
As darkness falls, the mind drifts back to events past, and to triumphs well-deserved indeed. A fortified camp secluded and guarded from the entire coast, and it is naught but easy pickings before your guile. All manner of bandit and brigand move about here, but you may as well be invisible amongst them. Your recollections are interrupted by a powerful gust of wind, lifting you high above the camp and woods both. Your arc crests in the high morning sun, and for a moment you are as a bird, free from your duties to those below. With unseen hands, the earth reasserts her hold on you, and suddenly you feel less like a sparrow and more like a catapult stone. Without impact or fanfare, the ground accepts your passage and does not strike back. In a moment, all is black, and for all you know, you have descended to the very core of the world. The rock around you illuminates, and a cavern slowly takes shape. Though you can see no more than a few steps ahead or behind, stumbling forward, you find yourself face to face with yourself. Before you is a likeness in stone exact to the smallest detail. A voice in the darkness accuses you, even as it seems amused. Such pride undeserved, great predator, when your whole being is borrowed, credit where it is due, and dues where payment is demanded. A dagger of bone flies from the blackness and strikes the statue square. It cracks slightly, but the pain you feel is as though you were rent asunder. You were made as you are, taunts the voice, and you can also be broken. You fall backward into the void, and do not come to rest until morning wakes you.
So yeah, this is the next chapter dream. It's triggered very early this time. And this is a pretty awesome, pretty cool dream. By the way, that dagger of bone and the whole voice and everything, those are some pretty significant symbols that we're going to learn about later. So now we gained the ability to slow poison, because that was the good version of the game, of the dream. If we had the evil version, if we had low reputation and we got the evil version, you would get the spell Horror, which in classic Baldur's Gate that was actually like Ghoul Touch, I think, you got, or something like that. But on the Baldur's Gate 2 engine, and in the which Enhanced Edition uses, you get Horror, which is also a very good spell. Like slow poison isn't all that useful, because there are antidotes that you can easily chug. But anyway, here's an NPC project dialogue where Imoen again notices that you've had a nightmare. And so of course Imoen is very supportive. Really nice thing that the NPC project introduces these conversations about the dreams and stuff, like your best friend, your best childhood friend Imoen, kind of, you can confide in her what's going on. Anyway, let us identify some stuff. So that's the Longbow of Marksmanship. As you can see, it gives us +3 taco, +2 damage. So Kevin can get back to using that. Here, those are the Gauntlets of Weapon Expertise, Legacy of the Masters. They give us +1 taco, +2 damage. They are incredibly powerful, and there should really only be one pair of them in the game. But I've, talked about it last time, the last episode. Another Wand of Fear. Oh, it has 8 charges. We have a wand that has 16. So I think I'm going to sell this one, because right now Branwen could also use one if you wanted to like double fear in a certain situation. But we're going to replace Branwen soon with a cleric that will not be able to use wands at all, because his intelligence is lower than 9. Alright, what else can we identify? Oh yeah, Varskona. Varskona, you might remember that bounty hunter Grey Wolf that was that we killed in that prism encounter in the Nashkel Mines area. So that's been a long time coming, this identification. But yeah, I don't know, I might hold on to it because of that cold damage. Although if she goes into melee, she always uses the dagger because of that awesome poison, so I probably should sell it, but let's hold on to it maybe. I have a tendency to just hold on to a lot of items that might come in handy, like at some one situation in a million, and then I just keep carrying these items that I almost never use. Alright, let's just identify all of these cursed scrolls. Well, not all of them are cursed, but I think the 3 of them here are cursed. So this is the cursed scroll of weakness. This is going to be of foolishness. Yep. And this one, oh, we don't have enough identifications for that one. Anyway, we are going to sell those. Now Imoen is going to change her spell selection to the usual. I think I'm going to go like 4 magic missiles now that she's level 5, and 1 chromatic orb. And now we need to rest.
Good on you if you saved the day.
Well, actually, we could identify that scroll, because we will need to rest like 2 more times, I think, before this, you know, red potions effects dissipate from her.
It is
Not
done.
whatever. Yeah, we can sell this cursed ring. Should I sell those? Because I really don't want to use all 3 pairs of them. That's just too powerful. Well, let's leave it as it is for now. Anyway, I think this is going to be the end of this episode. A little bit more, like I said, a more relaxed episode, I guess. A little bit of a Baldur's Gate and chill. A bit of a rest and a break between adventures, but from the next one we are going to embark on a long journey through the Cloakwood forest. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.